Welcome to 𝐄𝐓𝐇𝐄𝐑𝐄𝐔. We're talking about investing, finance, and professional development. It's the current time of 1:50 p.m. on Eastern Time on September 20th on Tuesday. Hope you guys have a good week so far. It's my second posting as of today. Ethereum coin $1,338, about 2.76% so far. On the over crypto market and equity market, we have slide down a little bit more than the earlier morning time period. It seems like we have escalated on a volatility perspective. Look at the VIX; it's currently up about 7% at the moment, while we open on the on equity market front down about 0.75%. Now around noontime or like 2 p.m., 2 hours away from market closing, we are in the mid or obviously the FOMC meeting. The overall market is currently down about 1.7% so far. With the expectations that, based on economists and also on the media front. And again, nothing has been confirmed yet because there's no transcript and it's not an open door event, or broadcasted event for the meeting at the moment right now. But people are expecting the rates to be increased by 3/4 of a point or 75 basis point, if you may. And despite the 75 basis point occurrence, we've done it 2-3 times already. We might do this another time, but what matters the most is the foreshadow, right? What's the outlook in terms of how the Feds will be tactically maneuvering through the cycle and the transition going forward? What are the plans? Are we gonna be just seeing how it goes on a more of a reactionary perspective? Are we going to be taking more of a proactive approach going forward? So we have to see, right? And if, we go with 75 basis point, great. We are aligned with expectations. But Jerome is going to use a little bit more, aggressive verbiage, or the speech becomes more intensified than expected, combined with the stir of the hot oil from the press, if you may. It can make a quite a messy fried rice, if you get my drift. I don't know if that makes any sense, that analogy, but I think you get what I mean. So let's just dive into the technical without wasting more time. Respect to recording time of 1:52 p.m. on the Eastern Time. Right now we are at 1350, which is not a real level. The real level is either 1450 versus 1250, which you could see that clearly. We try to get there. We got there actually yesterday as I was asleep, overseas. And as we woke up, it obviously bounced and we opened at 1376 last night. And at the moment right now, how's the inertia looking? It's not looking the best, right? You could see that we are still kind of curving down. So we ideally need to see some sort of a bounce. And where do we see the bounce? Based on the collective experience that we've had so far, it seems like we're matching with the resistance level that we've had prior, on specifically on August 28th and also sometime way back in July 12th. So we might actually keep going down to a more of a submerged level of 26 out of 70. So that means technically reaching to a lower level of 1250, which is, I think, is a necessity that we need to do so to kind of cross out on a weekly, and then also allow for the death cross to be formed and then consolidate, and then reverse slowly from there to kind of complete the cycle for the monthly chart as well. So what we see is basically that daily and weekly are still bearish, but months out we should ideally see some rebound. On the Bitcoin side of the equation, we are at approximating at 18,500, which is something we talked about this morning, and it's interesting that we're actually heading there at the moment right now. Again, monthly is still looking quite stale. It's kind of sliding, but it needs to kind of recuperate and kind of find a plateau, a landing zone before we keep going up. On a weekly, unfortunately, we do have a cross section up that we need to kind of cross down first, and we're still sliding. So weekly doesn't look that good to us. Daily is definitely bearish. You could see that we crossed a death cross recently, so we need to kind of go down further. And right now, where are we right now? We're kind of meeting with the previous resistance level that we formed for a bunch of times during September, but like right now, we kind of at 35 out of 70, looking for levels to go down to 30 out of 70. So that means 17,000 or like 15,500, apologies, is very likely as we get there. So we might get some short-term volatility coming, and I think as we hear the news, the confirmatory signal from Jerome tomorrow, which I believe is going to debut at 1:30 p.m. on the Eastern time, we will see how that goes. But obviously we are doing this, sell the rumor, buy the confirmational signal, if you may, type of affectation across the spectrum. Okay, so appreciate you. Again, it's the same, type of dynamics that we're experiencing, similar to the previous FOMC meeting. So it's not like a major surprise. Like, we just kind of go with the strategic approach that we've been talking about so far. So let me know if you have any questions on our methodology. And I appreciate you for joining me again, and take care.